giving out the lot. One is mortal, you know it won't miss. Gonna take a shot. Dog lot, that's the underdog. Yeah, they in the hunt. Send them home, that's KO or submission. Yeah, somebody done. Slime ball, yeah, that's the parlay. We gon' make it known. Pick 'em pod from MMA takes. Yeah, let's get it going.
Ooh, there it is, baby. There it is. UFC 319 fight week is here. And boys, I think I've been saying it for months. I'll be in the building, right? I'm leaving tomorrow morning after we take my beautiful daughter to school. And we're going to be in the building. I can't wait. I know we lost two fights, but you know, it is what it is. Still a stacked fight card. But before we get to the picks, before we get to Mitch Zuck, before we get to Joe, aka I Am Saturday, I got Russ here from 3PC. You guys know I'm a big part of 3PC. It is going to take over, already beginning to take over the MMA landscape, the MMA game. And we just have a couple announcements. If you're a part of 3PC already, there have been new features announced. That is, Russ made some nice threads on that, which I was reading today, which are dope. You can now link to my podcast, and that's really cool. And then everything just runs seamlessly. I've had a lot of people hit me up. I was like, hey, how do you make that app on your phone to make like an icon on your phone? I have a screen share for that. So if you're wondering how to do that, I'll send you that screen share of how you do that to your phone. So you just click that, send you right to 3PC. Russ, how we doing, buddy? Good to have you here.
Good, BP, but not as good as you. I'm unfortunately not going to 319 in Chicago because of my son's football schedule, which is equally exciting from a certain perspective. But on a scale of 1 to 10, how pumped are you, man? This card is fucking amazing.
Before, I was telling you pre-show, I hurt my back. So before my back, I was at a 12, right? I was at a 12 out of 10. Now that my back is tweaked, I'm a little worried about, because Friday, you know, full disclosure, my wife's coming with me, and Friday, I'm not doing the weigh-ins. I'm not really doing anything fight related. Friday is kind of her day. We're going to go shopping. We're going to have a nice dinner. Yeah. And then Saturday is going to be, you know, all fights, you know, compromise. And so I'm a little worried about walking, but my excitement level is at like a 9. I'll use a fucking wheelchair to get in the United Center. I don't care. I'll get better seating probably. But yeah, I'm at a 9 now, but it was a 12, but the old back, you know, I'm an old dog now, Russ. I'm getting hurt, but yeah, I'm excited, brother.
Well, not quite as old as me, but I'll tell you, this is just further proof that BP knows chicks, doing that split up thing, giving her the Friday and you the Saturday. That's a really, really great approach. So kudos on that. You got me?
This does this every once in a while.
Oh, we got
you got
now.
me, Russ?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The browser sometimes loses my connection, so I missed what you said. So I'm sorry to have to make you repeat it, but
no worries. I was just saying it's further proof that you know chicks with this approach to give her Friday and you Saturday. So I think that's a great
know chicks. Yeah, my wife, our first trip together when we got together was Chicago. I had never been. I didn't realize how close it was to Cincinnati. It's like a 4.5 hour drive. She went all the time with her mom and stuff. My parents didn't leave the state. You know, we didn't fucking go anywhere. So it was really cool. Our first, I think we got together and like, well, our first trip was New York, but then because my buddy lives in New York, but then we went to Chicago. We've been there probably like 3 or 4 times. And the only problem this time is our kids are like, why aren't we going? What do you mean? We got to stay with grandma. What the fuck do you mean? But let's talk 3PC. I'm so excited. It's so fun. The community is amazing. And it's really beyond what I thought it was gonna be. I always thought it was gonna be cool, but seeing the people that are in there, like we got Trindaddy who gave an electric breakdown over the Contender Series card this week. A great thread there. Vaughn, Fight IQ of Vaughn, he's in there giving his scientific picks. You know, we got Lazy Bet in there as well, who is just the best. You know what I mean? So we have a real good community, and it's growing and it's getting better. And I'll let you take care of that, Russ. What else we got coming for 3PC?
Yeah. No, appreciate everyone's participation. It's fun for me as a user, as well as one of the creators of 3PC, to be in there talking fights with y'all and learning from everyone. Hopefully we can continue to drive this towards becoming our goal, realizing our goal, which is really become the preeminent destination for fans and fighters, real fans and fighters, to interact. And with that in mind, I just wanted to make an announcement here officially on the MMA Takes podcast of 2 new fighters who are now officially inked as 3PC sponsored fighter ambassadors. So let me first just talk through quickly what that means. Where, most traditional sponsors are sponsoring people by paying them money or maybe giving them products like supplements or gear, something like that. 3PC sponsored fighter ambassadors are being sponsored with equity in the company. So they actually have a bit of ownership in what we're doing. They're obviously believers in what we're trying to build. And in addition to that equity sponsorship, these folks are also getting a really awesome form of robbery insurance. So if any of our founding fighter ambassadors or sponsored fighter ambassadors wind up losing not only an egregious robbery type decision, but also a split decision loss of any kind, they're going to be taken care of and get an extra check from 3PC that's only going to get bigger and bigger as the community grows and we start to eventually generate revenue, right? So just wanted to announce to everyone that we are officially in contract with two amazing UFC fighters. So I'll start with Naz, the Black Wolf Sadikov at 150.
Black Wolf, baby.
What a freaking amazing warrior, as we
Unreal.
all kind of were reminded of in Baku recently in his fight with Nicholas Moda. If it weren't for a weird draw with Slava Claus, Naz would be on an 11-fight winning streak. He hasn't lost over the course of his last 11. He's on the verge of being ranked. Super excited to have him on board. He's already posted on 3PC a few times, I believe. And then as of this afternoon, it's official with Steve Mean Machine Garcia, who's currently the number 12 ranked featherweight on the UFC roster. 6-fight win streak. He's beaten the likes of Calvin Kattar, Kyle Nelson, Sungwoo Choi, Chase Hooper. So thrilled to have Steve Garcia on board as well as Naz. And I'll just share a little teaser. There's one more person who is actually fighting on the 319 card. Can't drop the name because it's not officially inked yet, but we have the verbal yes with another exciting fighter who y'all will be watching on this card. So I can't wait until we get to the point that one of our official sponsored fighter ambassadors is participating on a card. It'd be awesome to see the build up to that in the forums and the support that our community will be able to give those folks as well.
Yeah, I love everything that you said. Great tease. Getting a little bit of an echo here. Let's see what that's on my end. We're having trouble. Boy, we're having trouble. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. I love everything you said about the robbery insurance. That's incredible. The equity for the fighters, it makes them part of what we're a part of to make them care. And then we're obviously going to care about the fighters because they're interacting with us. Like I'm already like, I was never not a fan of Alan Joban, but seeing him post, I'm like, oh, this guy's fucking, he's good. Like I see him on the desk. He's funny. You know what I mean? He's a cool guy. And then just being able to see other fighters come in and then signing Naz, who I think is a superstar. I mean, I'm going to say something that I probably shouldn't say because my wallet's probably my bank account's probably going, Brian, don't. But if he fights somewhere next in America, I can't go outside of America, but in America, I'm going to be there and I'm going to be rocking 3PC because he's part of the family. You know what I mean? And Steve Garcia, I've never said anything mean about him, because he's the meme machine, but I have doubted him and he's proven my doubts wrong. So if we ever do a 3PC meetup, Steve Meme Machines owes me a couple fucking leg kicks. He's got to, from what I said, I'll take those calf kicks, leg kicks. I deserve them. But yeah, this is awesome. Rich, what you guys in the team of 3PC, Andrew and everyone behind the scenes who are making this thing work and you presenting this to me. I mean, again, it's growing, better than I could ever imagine. Every day I get excited to go on there and see what people are posting, seeing guys in the chat, having so much fun in there, sharing their ideas. We have a lot of good, talented writers out there as well, so no, man, it's really cool. And those are some really good announcements, man. I think everyone on Twitter, like I said, this past Saturday, wanted robbery insurance for Cody Brundage. And you and I, maybe that wouldn't be the case or whatever, but like say Nas gets robbed his next time out. Like, 3PC's there to take care of him. And that's unbelievable that there's a place in the sport like that for fighters who really never had that before. I mean, this is innovative stuff. And that's the brain of you guys over at 3PC, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, no, we're super excited about the future as well. And you got a stacked program here tonight, huge card coming up. I am so incredibly excited for all of these fights. you have to feel right now like Max Holloway heading into the trilogy fight with Dustin Poirier going up against Mitch Zuck for the third time here.
This guy's good,
I'll
man.
say goodbye, let you guys get to the programming here. Have to head out to my son's football practice. Can't wait to watch the rest of the show when I get back tonight. But enjoy the card live. It's going to be an amazing experience. And thanks to everyone at the 3PC destination. Appreciate all your support.
Yeah, thank you so much, Russ, for not only being on the show, but everything you've done with 3PC. Again, this is going to be changing the game, and your name will be etched. You guys at 3PC, you and Andrew and everyone's going to be etched in stone of helping fighters and bringing communities together, man. It's going to be awesome. Now go watch some football. Your kid's a fucking stud. Go watch him run some routes and score some touchdowns, bud. I'll see you.
Thanks, brother.
All right.
See y'all.
See you, Russ. So that was Russ from 3PC. I mean, unreal, Bob. Unreal, the fighters we got. There's a 319 fighter, which I will not say his name, her name, his name, maybe, who, but they're going to be a part of 3PC, and it's going to be absolutely electric. Nas is a stud. Mean Machine's a stud. I mean, there's so many endless things that we can do with this, and just in my mind, it's like meetups and different sponsored events with 3PC once we grow and we're a small knit community. Like, yeah, sure, I have 3,000 Twitter followers, but how many do you interact with? I interact with everyone on 3PC, and it's continuing to grow, which I think is fucking just unreal. So cool from an MMA standpoint, because there's nothing like that in the world. And again, we're bringing fighters in. We're making them a part of the company. We're making them whole. And if they're a part of the company and they're with us and we have their back and they get wronged by the judges, they get wronged by whatever, we're going to make it right with a little something, right? We're not saying, hey, here's a pat on the back. Let's throw a t-shirt on sale and try to take money from the users. I mean, we might do that. You might have an exclusive t-shirt, but the more pat on the back is, hey, you got equity and we're going to give you a couple shekels for losing that fight. That's better than nothing. And as long as this thing keeps growing, boom. And everyone in the chat keeps saying the press conference was fire. I have not watched yet. I've had a horrible busy day. Before I bring on the boys, let me tell you just about my day real quick, okay? Yesterday at work, or the past 2 days. Yesterday at work, your boy, it's been about, since I was 29. The day of my wedding shower, I almost got in a fight. We're at this brewery. This guy got in my face. I got in his face and almost went down. It's been that long. It's been since I was 28 since I've been in an actual fight. It's been, 10 years really since I've been in an altercation. I got one at work the other day. Got in a good one at work the other day. Me and a guy, he thought he could intimidate me. Wasn't going to happen. We're going back and forth with it. My blood's pumping or whatever. And then my supervisor, my part-time supervisor, he's trying to break it up. We're not like close to each other. We have like a thing separating us, but we wouldn't stop talking. He kept yelling at me. And so I look at him, I was like, hey, you ain't gonna, I yell at my supervisor. I get threatened with a warning letter. So, whatever. Yesterday, and then I blew my back out, right? My lower back's been a problem. Back gone yesterday. Struggling today. I saw Trindaddy in the chat say use the massage gun. I literally came home, could barely lay on the couch. And I ordered like the deep tissue massage gun, and my wife just fucking just hammered me last night with it. Feeling a little bit better. We can actually move now. I'm bringing it to Chicago because I'm not missing these fights. I'll get fucking carried in a wheelchair. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But I think we're gonna be okay. But shout out Russ. Now let's bring in the boys. There's Zuck. There's Joe.
Speaking of wheelchairs, what's up, dude? How we doing?
My guy. What's up, Joe?
What's going on? How are you?
How do you guys like the thumbnails? Mitch, you look like you're 12 years old in a thumbnail. Joe, I saw your comment. It was from 2019. How we doing?
I'm just
I got
stunned.
shit on.
You got shit on your
I had
thumbnail?
to send that in my friend group chat. And
What
they
do you
all go,
mean?
is that your prom photo? I said, yeah.
Well,
yeah,
listen,
I got shit on for what I look. I look like a little kid.
You need to post more on Instagram. That's where I get these pictures
I am
from.
a
You
little
don't
kid.
either. You don't have a lot. I think I found where was I looking at? Because you used to play volleyball, right? Did you play volleyball, Mitch?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See.
Oh yeah.
And I could have swore it probably was
I
a
played
high school. High school picture of you playing volleyball, just fucking spiking it. I don't know where I found it at, but I meant to use that one, but I couldn't find it. All right, boys. I guess I'm having some internet trouble. I'm a little laggy. So I apologize for that. John Anik was dealing with that all fucking all night this past week, but my internet's strong. I got it right here. Turn my phone off. We're good to go. Yeah, so we're gonna go. We're gonna pick. What's up, chat? Chat. We're going to pick the fights. You know, I know Joe's got a hard out. He's got 90 minutes hard out. So we're gonna go through some of the stuff. We have 2 fights that dropped off, which wasn't bad. You know, and then we're gonna rifle through these. We're gonna give our locks. We're gonna give our picks, and we're gonna have a fucking night. And at the end of the show, I know Joe, Mitch, do you remember why we're doing the bomb? Because I don't. Can you?
Neither do I, dude. I said the same thing.
I don't remember, but you remind me.
I can expand. So I watched the episode clip back today. We all thought Nicholas Dalby was gonna dominate.
Okay.
Who is he fighting? He was fighting who Brian Battle fought in his last fight. Why am I blanking on his name right now? Randy Brown. And he got knocked out by Randy Brown in the first round.
Yeah.
And we all said that he was gonna be not only the winner but finish him. And then Joe was like, "I'm not doing it." Daddy actually said that he was gonna take it for him.
That's right. Yeah.
If he lost outside the distance, but Joe said inside the distance, it's
right.
over.
That's right.
So
yeah.
Joe's supposed to have the bomb on him, but
I know Joe's not ready. That's fine. I'm gonna give Joe a pass. I forgot myself. I already bought the bomb. Like I had it already. It's unopened.
Now I feel bad.
It's
now
unopened.
You guys both show up with the bomb.
Here's the problem though. Is I've had a crazy busy day, but you know, I'm packing, I'm getting ready. Right. So he's got the chicken nugs. I don't have nugs. I don't have wings. I haven't eaten dinner yet. So I got the bomb and I figured the best way to do it would dip it in the best chips ever invented. And these are Grippo's barbecue, Cincinnati style. They're pretty spicy. So I'll dip it in this at the end of the show. Can't do it now because we'll light our asses on fire. Joe, you will get a pass this time because you're just a handsome guy. I think you forgot.
I have to owe something, dude. I'm not going to be this liability.
No. We'll do it. We'll do it down the road. Like I should have been like, Joe, do you even know because Mitch was texting us about it and he was doing, you know, the wing thing. And I'm like, I kind of forget, but I had already bought it. And I'm like, oh, maybe I should like really wrangle this and make it like, you know, Joe, we should do it, this and that. And I'm like, you know what? Because it's fucking horrible. It's not good. It's not good. So we'll do that at the end of the show. Let's get to some picks here. That's what everyone came to see, I think, or they came to see me. I don't really know. First fight night. Who
are you fighting at work, dude? First off,
bro. So
we got a pension on the line.
Yeah. So. You know, things get hot. So I used to unload trailers for 8.5 years before I became a driver, right? Yeah. And then you know, there's an unloader, there's a scanner who puts labels on it, and the guy in the sort aisle who reads the label and throws it up there. So I'm sitting there and I got to wait on my air trailer. So there's all the air that comes out and everything with a 1+ on it, I got to pull off and we separate in piles and I go deliver. That's what us air drivers do in the morning. Yeah. So I'm trying to get through this trailer and these 2 guys just aren't doing their job. They're not doing it. I'm trying to get through this shit. And they keep stopping the belt. And the one guy who was scanning kept stopping the belt. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, after the 3rd time, I'm like, bro, you got to turn that belt on. And he goes, hey, chill. My man's picking stuff up in the sort aisle. I was like, well, we'll get him some help. Turn that fucking belt on. And then we just started going at it. And I'm like, and then like the old Brian came out and I'm like, he's like, what you going to do about it? I was like, I'm going to laugh in your face, dude. I've been here 18 years. You've been here for a cup of coffee. You're cute. You're sweet. And I'm like yelling at him. And like, it's just, it was a side of me that people haven't seen. And then my manager or my supervisor gets involved in it. And all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. So I told him to go fuck himself. Cause it's like, you're supposed to have my back. This dude's not doing his job. He's cutting the belt off every 5 seconds.
I'd be a little heated for sure.
Because we get up there at 6:30. The trailer should be done I should have all my shit off by 6:45. It was 7:10 and we have till 8 o'clock to deliver these or they're late. Yeah. And they're all over the city, right? They're all over. And there's 14 of us air drivers and we all go to different places. So it's 7:10. If I left right now, maybe I'll get, 'cause I had 4 stops, you know what I mean? All over the city. And you're fucking tearing the belt off. You ain't doing your job. Like, you know, and usually I don't fucking care. Normally I'm like, whatever. But for some reason, I had to say something, man. Yeah. So it got pretty heated. I definitely got the tingle that I used to get when, when things started getting kind of, worked up a little bit, but we cooler heads prevailed. But
nothing gets your girl pissed too when you do something wrong and then you say relax.
Yeah.
But I've been on the receiving end of that, like the chill, and I'm like, dude, don't fucking. I hate that.
My wife, before my wife and I got married, I got in that altercation it was Ryan Heiss Brewing, and it's this big, huge event center when all this cool stuff, and we had a table reserved, and I got fucking 40 pizzas, and we get there and I look down and I see my name on the table, and I look at these guys are sitting at the table and they're drunk. I'm like, hey, that's my table, man, you mind getting up? And the guy's like, if you give me a piece of pizza. I was like, you ain't getting shit, get up. And then he jumped up in my face, and my wife came and told me to calm down. I said, we got to talk about this, okay? We're about to get married. We got to talk about this. And that was 28-year-old Brian, who was fresh off a street fight probably 6 months before that. So, yeah, I mean, listen, I get it. I would have ruined the night. We had all friends and family coming there. Night would have been ruined. We've been kicked out. But still, you got your man's back. All right, so let's get to this first fight here. Alibi, I can't find a line anywhere on this. Alibi Idris versus Joseph Morales. I watched the Ultimate Fighter this year. I thought Joseph Morales actually lost the fight going into the finals. I thought he was the big prospect, fought in the UFC twice, has a UFC win, but then he ran up against some really tough guys in the UFC. But I don't like his wrestling. I don't like his offensive wrestling. I don't like his defensive wrestling. I think he's too comfortable playing guard. And I think Alibi can strike. He's tough. He's durable. He's got that Kazakhstan just warrior mentality. So I'm going to go Alibi here. I don't have a line in front of me. I went on DraftKings. I went on BetMGM. I went on Bet Online. Oh, here we go. Alibi is a minus 420, which makes sense. Okay, so he's a huge favorite. So give me Alibi. Joe, who do you got? Alibi or Joseph Morales?
I'm going to leave unless I have to pick, I'm going to leave my opinion. I didn't watch this season of Tough, surprisingly. Okay. Just been super busy. I have heard good things about Alibi. So for all intents and purposes, I'll say Alibi.
Okay.
I also like that he's undefeated, but I have no opinion on this. I didn't watch the season, so.
Okay. So in our little game we play, Joe, which is life or death.
Yeah.
If you don't give a pick, you don't get a point. So your pick is Alibi?
Yeah, my pick's Alibi.
Got it.
That's it.
Yep. All right. Zuck, I know you watch, bud. What we got?
Yes, sir. I love me some Tough on a Tuesday. I got Alibi as well. Joseph Morales, obviously second stint in the UFC or chance to get into the UFC, kind of just brings an overall good MMA game. He's going to try to get you down. His submissions aren't anything crazy. That his grappling is going to lead to a first or second round sub. And I think that Alibi, Idris, or whatever it is, fighting out of Kazakhstan, we've been seeing some really good guys out of there in the last few years, especially at this weight class. And I really think that with his well-timed knees, his scrambles, he's going to be faster everywhere. That time knee he had to get into the finale was gross. That was so sick. And I really think he'll probably get it done in the first or second round.
Nice. All right, we move on to the females here. We got Karine Silva minus 205 versus Diane Barboza plus 170. This is a rematch. They fought outside the UFC a while ago, and Barboza got the decision win. But Karine Silva dropped a lot of ugly fights early. She's looking pretty good now. She's the 2-1 favorite, which scares me. Everyone knows I know chicks. So the fact that I know chicks so well, I'm not going to place a bet on this fight. This might be one of the fights where I lay off for sure. I want to be in the building. I want to bet on everything. That's my style, especially going there and everything. And so I might find a way to do this. Karine Silva's gone up to 218 now. I had a minus 205. I like Silva. I think she's more athletic. I think she can stop some takedowns, move on the outside, and outstrike Barboza by a decision. Barboza, though, she's 4-1 in the UFC or 3-1 in the UFC. She's no chump. Already has a win over Silva. We'll see how that goes. But give me the favorite. Probably should go dog here. Just go dog hunting. But I'll take Silva. Zach, what do you got, bub?
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I don't think this is actually a great.
What do you mean actually agree? Hold on. What do you mean actually agree with me? What does that mean? Hey, Brian, your picks are so shit, bro. I
think you're a little excommunicated from the chicks. If anyone knows chicks, the 25-year-old guy with a nice smile. All right,
bro, let me show you something here. Okay, I everyone knows I have an affinity for Ghostbusters, Slimer, Slime Ball Parlay. if I don't know chicks, how come I got chicks making me this, bro? Okay, a little 8-year-old making me this, bro. Okay, you better know chicks.
That actually looks exactly like Zuck.
Yeah,
dude.
your
Zuck,
daughter
is
has
that
a
a
decent
view?
artwork.
She's
That
really
looks
good. She's really
par for
good.
par.
My wife is a really good artist, and my little one will watch YouTube and just copy it, and it's really fucking good. It's way better than I can anything. All right, Zach, go for your breakdown. I don't mean to interrupt.
I like Kyrene Silva here. I think her hands just need to be trusted more. Her last time out, she got beat in I think it was a split decision against I think Viviana Araujo, and it was a very close fight. Araujo, very close fight, but she does have heavy hands. When she tags people, they do freeze. Her grappling and jiu-jitsu skills, finishing skills, very good as well. I think that she does have a slight chance to end inside the distance. It just depends on how much she's going to pressure Barbosa. Barbosa's got good scrambles on the ground, has a good ground gate over herself. But against Miranda Maverick, she was never able to get up. I think whenever she's on her back, she's going to try to play that jiu-jitsu game, and I just don't think it's going to work for her. Kyrene Silva. Honestly, I think there's a chance that she gets it inside the distance, even though everyone's saying decision right now.
Yeah. I see a lot of chat saying a decision, even though Lazy Bet goes, give me the dog. Barbosa's live. I agree. I think she's live. Joe, what do you think about this female fight, bro?
Yeah, weird stat. So I saw this tweeted today, I think by MMA Junkie. The card originally had 15 fights, which was tied for the longest card in UFC history. I guess six cards have had 15 fights before. We dropped 2 fights, so now it's 13. And the first 2 fights, meaning the one that Alibi and the Kyrene Silva Barbosa fight, I have nothing on. I'm sorry, dude. I'm boring on these first 2. My bad, dude. Bro. I promise. I have heavy leans in the next 3 fights.
We want to get you have a crunch. We want to get you out of here. So just
no. It has nothing to do with that. I do have heavy leans in the next 3 fights. I also don't bet super heavy on women's MMA.
Because you don't know chicks.
He knows.
I don't know chicks.
He knows them.
But Kyrene Silva, I do think gets it done. I think it's Alex McLean just said this. I think she wins decision.
There you go. Yeah, Alex McLean did say decision. Joe, how do you pronounce your last name, by the way? I butchered it the other day.
McCullough.
That's what I thought. I think I said that, but I thought I butchered it. All right, next up, Nursultan Rozaboyev plus 142 versus Brian the Butcher Battle, baby. Minus 170. Gotta admit, I kind of love Brian Battle. Coming out to win a fighter, I thought this guy was dumps, right? I thought he was a dump, right? You know what I mean? He had the weird Jerry curl hair, but then he shaves it. He dyes it blonde. He starts to get a little swag to him, right? He's starting to put his game together really well. His last fight against Randy Brown was a little bit of to me, a step back. I thought that was a prime moment to really put your career forward. He won by split decision, but I really thought performance-wise, he could have done better. Now he's getting Rozaboyev, who can grapple offensively, defensively, not so much. Big, tall, long guy for this weight as well. And he could give Battle problems. I see people like Rozaboyev at plus money here, and how can you blame him? His name ends in a V. You know what I mean? That's how you make money in the UFC. That's how you make money in the MMA betting. But I like Brian Battle. I'm sticking with my guns here. I'm going to go to battle with Brian Battle. He's minus 170, which isn't a crazy number. I think that's a parlay piece for a lot of people. I like him here, and I think he needs to have a good performance to really kind of catapult himself up this wish-wash of people that are clogged up in this division. So give me Brian Battle. Joe, what we got, bud? Hold on, let me go super chat, $2. UPS underpaid service. Let's go. Thank you, Andrew. That is nice. Underpaid. That's right. UPS underpaid service. Joe, what do we got in this?
Dude, look at that. Here, that weapons default picture. I love the mirror selfie, Andrew. You're my hero. Good point, Brian. Name ends in a V. Usually a good move to bet them money in the UFC. I'm in agreement with you on a lot of the stuff, actually. So, for starters, I hated Brian Battle coming off the Ultimate Fighter. I thought he was awful.
Fair.
And then we saw Brian Battle drop down to 170. Right, he got he got physically in shape, shaved the head. Blonde Battle, right? Like everyone's been talking about it. And then he puts on the Kevin Jousset performance in France, which was, in my opinion, the best version of Brian Battle that we ever saw. And to your point, he goes in, he puts up what maybe is considered like a lackluster performance against Randy Brown. I actually thought that was a genius performance by Brian Battle, because
okay.
I think if he played around at distance with Randy Brown, he loses that fight 10 times out of 10. Randy Brown cracks too well. He has great striking. And I think forcing it against the fence and kind of doing like a grinded out fight style against Randy Brown was a really, really smart move. Randy Brown, if you look back at his career, just has a really, really bad habit of getting forced against the fence and staying there. And Brian Battle recognized that. He had a bunch, I think he had like 50 significant strikes, something like that, against the fence. And it was a close fight, but I just don't necessarily know if you beat Randy Brown fighting any other way. He's just too talented. So I thought that was a really high fight IQ move. For those that follow me on Twitter, I give out 3 track plays every card, and I'm leaning towards giving out Battle in this matchup. I think Ruziboyev is actually not that good. I think there's a real argument he lost to Stoltzfus, and watching him get it controlled by Joaquin Buckley, however you say his name, was not a good look as well. I'm seeing on ESPN right now that it's at middleweight. Is it at middleweight or is that at welterweight?
Typology says it's at middleweight. It says it right here, 185, but let's see what UFC stats says.
Which is weird, because they both fight at both 170 and 185. So
yeah, they bounce back and forth.
Ruziboyev is only fight at middleweight, or at 170 was
Buckley.
Joaquin Buckley.
Yeah, the Buckley
so it's
fight.
Got to be 185.
Battle is 85, then dropped down to 70. UFC stats is 85. So
okay.
But it sounds like you loving Brian Battle.
I love Brian Battle in the matchup. Yeah,
you're going to battle Brian Battle.
Now that we
hate that it's 85.
Yeah,
but Brian Battle, you're going with, and then Nursultan Ruziboyev as a new nickname according to Joe. He's just not that good. Nursultan, I'm just not that good. Ruziboyev,
not that good. Ruziboyev,
not that good. Let's see what the chat says before we get to Mitch. Matt Balsley says Matt Battle talking a bunch of shit on spinning back fist. It said Ruziboyev's fault for a fight so low on the card. I did see that. People were like, "Oh, why are you so low on the card?" Oh, because this guy sucks. I think it's a fun fight. I'm actually excited for it. Battle comes from a papa formerly 135 pound, which he was. That's right. Battle was a 350 pound man, which he's got those right. He's got that 350 pound man power. Mitch Zuck, we need a pick here, bub. What we got?
Nursultan gonna beat Brian Battle, Ruziboyev. I think Nursultan is gonna be bigger than him. Brian Battle's missed 2 weight cuts in the last 5. In his last 5 bouts, which I think is big there. I think the reason he had Randy Brown in the 2nd and 3rd round up against that fence was that weight miss. He missed by 4 pounds. He did, like Kenny likes to say, he didn't suffer. He didn't get down there and really try to make that weight. He has 2 weight misses, like I said, and I think Ruziboyev is big. He fills the 185 frame, and I think that he's going to be fine in those clinch situations. He's going to be able to disconnect, and if they're in distance, I fully think Ruziboyev is going to have enough to pin him up. And even if it goes to the ground, I think Ruziboyev has like 17, 18 wins by submission. So he's definitely going to have live off his back or on any top position or looking for any sweeps. I think Brian Battle, his somewhat okay reign ends here, and I think he's going to be stuck in that outside 18, 19 spot in that 185 division.
Man, battle of the minds, Joe and Zuck opposite here. I mean, I'm on Battle as well, but all right, boys, we'll see what happens. Next up, Edson Barboza. Yetchin Barboza, minus 135 versus Drakkar Noir. Drakkar close, plus 114. This fight's just enemy. I think it could be very violent, but for some reason, it just doesn't make the dick move. I'm just saying, right? I don't know. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I don't want to. There's so many other good fights in this card. I don't want to shortchange. So I'm just gonna go Barboza. I think Barboza knocks him out. I think Drakkar Close looked kind of old against Yoel Alvarez, who I know is a stud, but he's gonna run into something. He's gonna probably force some takedowns on Edson. That's how you win. But I think he's gonna run into a knee, a kick, or something. He's gonna get his legs fucking chopped up. Give me Edson Barboza. Zuck, what do you like here, bub?
Yeah, I actually agree with you again. It's 2 in a row. No,
there's the actually again.
No, I'm just fucking around. Totally agree with you, though. I think that Edson Barboza falls behind in his fights when he doesn't have a speed advantage. And I think against Drakkar Close, he will have that speed advantage. Going against my Phoenix boy, but I'll also keep this one short. I think that he could get caught going for a double leg. That short little knee that he had against, I think it was Billy Q. I think he could land something around those lines. And even if it gets to the mat, I think that Edson Barboza's get up game is good enough to hold up against Drakkar Close. And I think that at minus 135, I think I saw this morning, that's a really good line for Barboza.
Yeah, that's what he's currently. Trent's got it right here on the screen, -135. Joe, any interest in the dog here, babe?
No, I agree with you guys. I'm on Barboza. Another fight where I actually didn't know the battle fight was at 185 until I just looked at it right now. But another fight where I'm taking a fighter where he's moving up a division. For those that don't know, Edson Barboza had like a full career at 155. And then when he was older, moved down to 145, which I actually typically don't like for older guys. I like them to not be malnourished and to stay up a division, try to replenish themselves after the weight cut. A few things I'll point out here. Number one, I think Klaus is is it Close or Klaus? I think it's Klaus.
Jakar Close.
Okay.
Yeah.
He
or Jakar Noir. He prefers either or.
Yeah, he tends to be super chinny in my opinion. He fought Rafa Garcia, he fought Joaquim Silva and Joel Alvarez in all three of those fights. In the Joaquim Silva fight, he ended up almost getting finished in the third round. Rafa Garcia had him rocked in the second round, and then Joel Alvarez knocked him out cold in the first, which isn't, that's not that bad of a mark on your schedule, being, how good Joel Alvarez is. But yeah, I think Barboza can crack, dude. He's got a great kick up the middle, great kick to the body, and I like him up at 55. I'll play Barboza on the money line for sure. I like him a lot in this matchup.
Barboza, clean sweep from the boys. Casual Combat has a parlay here. Pratis, Lopi, MVP, Battle Barboza parlay. That's probably pretty juicy. Buck looked tiny against him and then way faster. Yeah, Buck against that was Rozaboyev, the previous fight. He did look very small against Rozaboyev. Rozaboyev is a tall man, a tall man. Press conference was hyped for Khamzat, booing DDP hard. That was Frank S. I imagine that. I can see that DDP getting booed. It probably just fuels him, though. That he don't give a fuck about nothing. It just energizes him, you know what I mean? All right, next fight I'm looking forward to, Alex Hernandez plus 260 versus Chase Hooper, -325, the old Hoop man. I apologize to him on the Anakin Florian because I did say some disparaging shit after he lost to Steve Garcia. That was an ugly fight. I mean, the stand-up and the beating he took was bad. But what he did was moved up a weight class, filled out that weird frame he's got, and really worked on himself. And I just don't think there's many people who can scramble with him on the ground. I think his scrambling ability is fucking top notch. Like, he's one of the few guys that will spin for a leg or go off his back and not get his face crushed in, right? He knows how to use that to sweep. He's very educated on the ground. His stand-up's getting better with his long frame. He keeps that front foot right in front of you. His hands are pretty clean. His defense, still work in progress. That concerns me here because the only way Alex Hernandez wins is with a pot shot. Alex Hernandez is not a combo fighter. He's a one-shot kind of guy who moves really well. His takedown defense is average, still okay, but he has been taken down. Chase is going to hunt for everything. Chase doesn't stop. His cardio is really good too, and he's just getting better here. I love Chase Hooper in this spot. I absolutely fucking adore him in this spot. I know he's -325, which is kind of high. Trent's got it right here. -325. Line hasn't moved. Chase, Mr. Hands Hooper. I kind of like Chase. I'm flirting with Chase. Everyone's going to be on him by submission, and that is kind of how I saw it earlier in the week, club and sub. I also think he can just fucking straight knock this dude out, right? Hernandez is, he's been dropped before. He has good cardio, or better cardio than he did, so he can recover now. But Chase, you know what I mean? I don't know. Chase by finish for sure. That's how you play this, to cut that number. I love Chase Hooper in this spot here. I'm excited to see him fight. And yeah, that's what I got to say. Cody Mara in the chat, fucking producer to the stars. You got another one here. How about GM3 versus Lord to go over 1.5 at +100? Oh, okay. Interesting there, Cody Mara. Cody's a sharp guy too. I know he's not on camera talent like your boy, but the dude's got some sharp plays. We text back and forth, and the guy's an absolute animal. Zuck, what do you got on the 55ers here, babe?
Yeah. Totally agree with I gotta stop saying that. Chase Hooper is long, lanky. He's kind of filled into his frame more I know. He's filled into his frame more. He's a dad. He's not that little kid that we kind of saw when he entered the UFC. In his last few fights, he's fought Clay Guida and Jim Miller, obviously some of the older guys around the UFC at the moment. And Alexander Hernandez is only 32 years old. Yeah, we've seen him had some bad performances. Even the last time out against Kurt Hollowball, close fight. some of those judges' scorecards amazed me. I had Holloway plus 3.5. I think that got crushed by a few 30-27s. In this spot, I think that he might, if he can keep Chase Hooper from his legs and he stops him scrambling and land that left hook, I think he's much, much more powerful than Chase Hooper. I think he can get out of those clinch situations on the fence. And at this number, I'm going to go with Alexander Hernandez to get it done by decision.
Wow, what a just awful pick. Oh my God. Man, this guy stinks. All right. Joe, what do we got here, Bob? What do we got here?
Well,
talk some sense in the Zuck here. Talk some sense in him.
I'm in BP's corner for sure. I'm gonna give Chase Hooper out as a tracked play. He's gonna be in a parlay with a play up the card. I'll go into that in a second here. But to Zuck's point, really interesting. I watched the Holloway fight this morning, weirdly. The website MMA Decisions? You guys ever been on that?
Yes,
It shows like scorecards. I went on there. Zuck, by the way, 8 out of 10 media members gave the fight outright to Holloway, which is crazy. So a lot of people thought Hernandez lost that fight. I don't rate Holloway, but something that you can rely on if you are a Hernandez better. So just some interesting stuff on Hernandez. Hernandez had a failed experiment at 145 for a couple of years, but he's actually since like 2023, maybe early 23, he's 3-0 at lightweight. He hasn't lost at lightweight in a long time. All of them are against dust competition though, like an older Jim Miller, Austin Hubbard, and now Holloway. You can't overstate the career progression and the striking improvements of Chase Hooper. And straight up, Alexander Hernandez tends to melt on forward pressure fighters. And when you have a lanky ass dude like Hernandez 5'9", dude, and Chase Hooper's 6 whatever, I think he's going to be able to wrap up the fight pretty convincingly, get him to the ground. I actually see like Hooper first round submission here. I think he dominates the fight. Weird fact though, good buddy of mine went to high school with Alexander Hernandez. I'm a fan of Hernandez, and I was a huge fan of him when he got knocked out by Cowboy, when Cowboy humbled him like super early in his career, but super up and down career
ever.
Yeah. And but either way, I love Hooper. I just think Hooper's the better guy right now, and he's on a tear, and younger, and just improving so much between fights, where I think we kind of just seen the career progression of Alexander Hernandez plateau. And give me Hooper money line.
Yeah, Chase Hooper to win by KO or submission. A little double chance play that I was flirting with earlier. Plus 100. That's plus money. I was surprised it's plus money. Lazy Bed says, and this is what we all hope, let's just hope the Hoop limited the goon sessions this fight camp. I mean, the goon sessions can ruin a fucking guy's career.
Before we move on,
go ahead.
I will say, before Chase Hooper entered into this win streak, I was so infuriated when he would win fights because I thought he was so bad. So when he got knocked out by Steve Garcia, it was like the most satisfying thing for me in the world. I was like, finally, someone did this to this nerd.
See, like I was indifferent to him. I kind of rooted for him, and then he cut that promo when he was like 20 about M&M. It's like, I can't wait to go to the M&M store, and he like really leaned into the fact that he was 20, and I'm like, I want to root for you, but you can't be cutting promos like that, man. What the fuck are we doing? And then after the Garcia fight, I was just concerned. It could have been a bad camp, whatever, learning experience, but he got knocked the fuck around. Like that could take some years off your career, especially at a young age. But now here he is, just absolutely studding it. So
killing it for him.
Next up, some females here. Jessica Andrade plus 124 versus Lupi Gomez minus 148. I like Lupi here. I'm not going to beat around the bush. No pun intended. I think Jessica Andrade's power is next level on the feet. I think her takedown offense is good when she stops the initial takedown, but the second and third chain wrestling, she's bad, and she's not great off her back as well. I think Lupi only has 2 finishes in the UFC. They're both by submission. I think she's going to get a submission here. Maybe even like a TKO. Maybe she'll get on top, pound her out a little bit. We'll see how those numbers play out, but give me Lupi. I like Lupi here. I think Lupi's a good parlay piece at the minus 148. She's currently minus 155 now. The line's gone up a little bit. Either way, still a beautiful, gorgeous parlay piece, I think, for Lupi. Jessica Andrade, who is one of my favorite fighters to watch. I'm very happy to watch her live. I just think this is a bad matchup for her. She needs someone to bang it out with her. Joe, what do you got on the females here, babe?
I said I don't bet female fighters. I do bet Lupi Godinez.
Yeah,
I think I think Loopy's actually really, really talented. Great cardio, super tough, great grappling. I will say I hate Jessica Andrade right now because
Dang, bro.
dude. Well, entertaining fighter, right? I totally forgot that you're going to the fights, by the way, up until this moment. Going to be a sick card.
Bro.
So sick. Good for you. Fired up for you. But
Thank you.
I'm a little pissy at Jessica Andrade because, again, as I say, I don't usually lay a ton of money on female fights, but I had I'm big on Jasmine Judavicius. I think she's really good. I had that fight to go to round 2 as like a minus 600 parlay piece that I gave out on a tracked bet, and then Judavicius just beat the shit out of her in the first round. So I think if Judavicius can do it, Loopy can definitely do it.
I call those the bitter greens. You got the bitter greens because you know what I mean.
So
the bitter greens, bro. I got them too. I got them too.
Definitely give me Loopy. I think Loopy has a really high ceiling, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I mean, her sister, if her sister ever decides to come over to MMA, her sister's like one of the best wrestlers, female wrestlers in Canada.
What about Trent Daddy going Loopy, quote, I have to poop, go Diaz.
Yeah,
all-time
Loopy,
soundtrack.
I have to poop, all-time soundtrack. Yeah, she got kicked in the stomach and was sitting in the corner. It's like, I got fucking poop. Been there. Zuck, what do you got, babe?
I got Loopy Poopy Godinez. That's who I got. Actually, when I watched that fight back yesterday, you could see the kick that put that stool right on the edge, trying to get past the keeper. But I think Loopy's going to have a good single leg, double leg takedown. Like you said, chain wrestling. Jessica is never good off her back. If she isn't that forward pressure bully kind of bulldog fighter, then she doesn't really have much. I don't think she would want to take Loopy to the ground here. I think it's going to be all strikes. I think Loopy's going to be able to time single legs, double legs off of that. And with her high guard, I don't see her getting caught by a lot of big overhand. She kind of has that Brendan Moreno Mexican high style guard right there. Keeps everything very tight. And I think that her cardio is going to hold up better away from Mexico City. She definitely did fade a little bit in that third round of her last fight, but I think that she's going to be able to chain things together, and I think she does get her fourth submission of her career.
There you go. That's a breakdown right there from a pro. All right, next up, I think in the actual bout order, these fights are switched, but we're going to go to this fight next. It's Baisengor Susukrev. He fought on the Contender Series on Tuesday. Absolute stud. Ran through Talha. This is a Chechen fighter who is beaming with confidence, is taking this fight on 4 days' notice. They literally put this together at the fucking, literally, he gets a contract. They're bringing them back. They're like, dude, we might have a spot for you on Saturday because apparently Chimaev wanted him to fight. Their buddies or Chechens, whatever. They bring in Eric Nolan, an okay fighter from the LFA. I believe he's a champion over there. Nothing blown away. He does have some knockouts, but Sukurev is minus 800, Nolan plus 550. I mean, listen, unless Sukurev, whatever, is absolutely just a fraud, he should run through this kid, Eric Nolan. Eric Nolan is a stand-up guy, likes to strike, can wrestle a little bit, obviously is fairly well-rounded. I think he took this fight on 4 days' notice because he wants a shot in the UFC. The UFC's like, hey, we're giving you this fucking glass-eating Chechen who just came off an incredible performance. He trains with Hazmat. They're best friends. We want him in this card. You come in and do the job, right? You come in and do the job, you guaranteed to get another fight. That's why he's taking it. He's going to be a stepping stone. Not saying he's not going to try. Not saying he's not going to go out there and start throwing some punches, but he's going to get knocked out in the first round. That's why I play this right here. Give me Sukurev by knockout, KO, round 1. That's it. Zuck, what do you got here, bub?
I love Susukrev. I watched a ton of film this week for the Contender Series. I knew he was going to knock that guy out. It was my birthday on Tuesday. That was my birthday bet. Put all my funds on that guy.
Happy birthday, Zuck!
Birthday bet. But Susukrev's legit. Eric Nolan, I think he's a veteran. I think he's a former Navy SEAL or a Marine or something. Has some really good boxing. Much respect. But unfortunately, the boys led him to somebody who's going to probably knock him out. Susukrev has no respect for anybody on the feet. He has not met somebody that can clip him, have touched him any way that doesn't make him walk forward. Whenever somebody goes for a takedown, he's so flexible. He doesn't even sprawl. He just puts his foot on their shoulders and finds the cage. His grappling's unreal. Obviously, training at Killcliff with Chimaev. I think he's been ready for a while for this spot. I can't believe that he's this late. I can't believe he had to fight in the Contender Series the way he looked. And I really think it'll probably be a first round KO. Eric Nolan, sorry, man.
Sorry, Eric Nolan. Respect that you
Sorry,
are
brother.
a veteran, if that is true. Much respect to that. And we're going to give Joe, who's a veteran of the MMA game, what you got here, babe?
Saw a hilarious tweet earlier today. It said something like, prayers up for Eric Nolan. Like, there's nothing wrong with him. He just signed on the dotted line against the wrong guy.
Sure.
So,
There's nothing wrong with him. He's just going to get smacked.
And then happy birthday, obviously, Mr. Mitch Zuck, the ripe age of 16, dude. You look great.
16 years old. Let's go, babe.
I hate you, brother.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this is simple. Susar Korev, whoever his name is, it's gonna knock him out. That's pretty much it, man. I have nothing else to say about it. Like, what else are we going to say about it? This guy's a minus. I think he opened as a minus 350. He's at a minus 900 now. Yeah. But this is why, dude. I'll say this. This is why the UFC is the sickest sport in the entire fucking world. Point blank. Period. This would be like the Titans playing the Browns on Tuesday, and then suiting up on Thursday for a playoff game or something like that. It's just shit like this doesn't happen in other sports. It's super cool that he's doing it. Super cool that Dana made the turnaround.
Standards, brother.
Yeah,
he already got hurt, brother.
Yeah, and
dogging him.
But either way, Susar for sure. He's.
What are
dude, I was blown away. Like the performance on Contender. I think it might have been due to the lack of like maybe finishes on the card. And he just stood out more. But geez, this guy's talented, dude. I'm excited to see.
Listen, fight. you got Hamzat and his whole crew in Dana's
so sick.
Because what was the fighter's name? I can't remember off the top of my head, but like he won in the Contender Series. I don't think he won in the UFC, but he won the Contender Series and he trained with Stipe. Stipe calls Dana and was like, "Sign this dude. This is my guy. Sign him." And he signed him. I don't think he won the UFC. He stunk, but Dana's like, "I fuck it." You mean Chimaev's not in this dude's ear, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times UFC, they got to be careful signing all these Chechens, Russians, because they don't want to overload their roster with these guys. And all of a sudden, every champion's going to be from that part of the world, and they all have the same fighting style that people haven't figured out to beat yet. But this Chechen dude's different. He's a stand-up guy. He wants to fucking bang you around, which the UFC love by that.
I will say, sorry, before we move on from it, I also do think Dana weirdly gets married to week one Dana White Contender Series fighters like he did with Joe Pyfer. Yeah. So it's just, I think this guy's like season 9 version of Joe Pyfer for Dana White.
Let's move on here. Jared Mishkar, GM3, old vet, plus 195 versus Mihail Oloshechek. You know, John's always asking me to pronounce these Brazilian names and all that. He never asked me to pronounce Lord Mihail Oloshechek because he knows I got it in the bag. He's minus 238. This line sits weird with me. I did not think it'd be this big of a favorite. I thought Oloshechek would probably open like minus 140, if I'm being honest with you. Maybe open a little higher, but maybe sit at minus 140. He's obviously got good striking. He's obviously, better on the feet or whatever. His takedown defense is getting better. His cardio is getting better. But GM3's a dog, right? GM3, if he gets into the ground, he's going to fucking take something, bro. And I don't know if I have any dogs on this card that I've picked yet. I don't know, but I'm going GM3. I like GM3 by submission. First leg of the slime ball parlay is going to be GM3 plus 3.5. which I believe is plus 120. So that's leg one. That's the prop legs. GM3 plus 3.5. If he wins outright, we win. He takes a round, we win. Oloshechek slows down, which he tends to do, we win. I like Jared Murskart here. I know they're both older guys. Murskart maybe has seen better days. Give me GM3. He's going to be rocking that mustache, which almost got my wife pregnant last time he fought. So we're going to be seeing it live. So God, 3 kids is going to be a problem in the household, but we'll deal with it. Give me GR Murskart. It's actually plus 130. 3.5 is plus 130. Trindade always on the ball. No, I'm not thinking Mo Miller. God, I'll have to find out that guy's name. Joe, what do you got here, bub?
Death, taxes, and me betting Michelle Olszewski. I love Olszewski, dude. I'm obsessed with him, dude. I can't get off the guy. It's so infuriating, to be honest. I love that he's with Fighting Nerds. that gets me fired up. I know he has some early submissions like the Kevin Holland one and the Michelle Pereira one. I just don't necessarily think GM3 has the explosiveness of either one of those dudes. He's kind of labored on the feet, and I love the stand-up of Michelle Olszewski. I think he's one of the most underrated fighters in the entire UFC. I think his stand-up's extremely clean. I love forward pressure fighters. It's forever I am so much Frank S. just said GM3 looks so much slower than Brad Tavares. Yes. Frank S., I have no idea who you are. You're entirely
It's
correct.
Frank S., bro.
He said Frank S. My boy Frank S. is entirely correct. And I also don't think you should be losing to Brad Tavares in 2025, point blank period. Now, Brad Tavares is known for really good takedown defense, and Michelle Olszewski has been taken down. So if it does hit the floor, I get, it's a little sketchy. I don't think it's going to get there. I think Michelle Olszewski round 1 KO, knocks out GM3, walks him down, and lets it loose on his ass. GM3 is just so labored on the feet. He gets hit too clean, too early, too often, and Michelle Olszewski is a forward pressure, beautiful boxing.
He does have good boxing, but those body shots are money.
Yeah, he's my parlay piece with Chase Hooper. You parlay those two, it's an even money play, minus 110, I think. So
I love the bold take.
Out as a track bet.
Love the bold take, love the confidence, and it's gonna suck when it lose for you, and I'm gonna be fucking just draping the money on me. I mean, I won't rub it in.
Also, he's 37. Just a heads up. So.
I won't rub it in, bro. But I'm just saying, I don't. I want you to win, but I also want to win. By the way, I tracked the guy's name, Alexa Kammer.
Oh, I remember that kid. The kid with
curly hair guy. Yeah, curly hair guy. Yeah, that was Stipe's teammate who he won. He knocked him out on the contenders, and Stipe called Dana. Was like, bro, sign him or I'm not fighting, or whatever the fuck he said. And they signed him. All right. Good. I found that name. It was getting stuck in my brain. Zuck, what do you got in this fight here, babe?
Yeah, I've got a few portions of this breakdown real quick. I got my last note here. It says Brian takes GM3, no doubt. Because I know you. I know how you like your GM3, and I couldn't agree more.
Dude, you do love GM3. You love
GM3, man.
Yeah.
You love you some GM3. And honestly, my best bet in this fight is GM3 sub no bet. On DraftKings, you can get sub no bet at plus 205. I think that's the best bet on this. I love GM3 too. I think that if it goes past 2 rounds, he's got a real chance at any sub. But that's my favorite bet. GM3 sub no bet. On the other hand, I think Michael Olszewski wins either way, though.
Okay,
that's why
you're on
a young man that knows some stuff. Come on, Zuck.
All right. So I'm on an island. I'm on an island with my guy.
I think they're southpaw versus southpaw. I think if GM3 throws his body kick, he's gonna get lit up, man. Like I could see GM3's body kick coming and somehow block that thing. I think that if he throws that backside body kick, he's going to get caught with the left straight down and it's going to be a quick finish. But my favorite bet, like I said, GM3 sub no bet plus 205 on DraftKings. I think that has a very good chance. And obviously, if it finishes any other way, it's a push. So a push is a win in my book, and I like that bet a lot.
Okay, so we're at the main card here. Joe's got about a half hour, so we'll try to keep some of these
good, dude. Soft deadline. You're good.
Soft deadline. Don't worry about it. Let's just keep it kind of short. I mean, I don't put out 8-hour podcasts, but you guys are killing it. Absolutely great. Tim Elliott plus 250 versus Kai Asakura minus 310. Kenny's all over Asakura. Obviously, he debuted against Pantoja, looked like dog shit, but that's fucking Pantoja. He looked really good in Japan. Takedown offense still a problem. Tim Elliott. I picked Tim Elliott on the Anakin Florian. Did I bet him as well? I don't think I bet him. But anyway, I didn't realize the guy was living in a fucking cave, right? Did you see him? The guy's hasn't cut his hair, facial hair or hair. He looks like Tom Hanks from Castaway. I'm a little worried about that, right? I'm a little concerned. I know he's in the St. Louis, Kansas City area. He's still training and all that stuff, but he looks concerning to me. I'm not going to switch my pick, though. I think Tim Elliott is so funky and different, and I really think Tim Elliott could just take Kai Asakura down, who's super athletic. And he said on the embedded, hey, I got embarrassed by Pantoja. I had to rethink and redo everything. I love that. Japanese MMA or Japanese wrestling right now, especially for guys his size, it's the best in the world, right? It's the best in the fucking world. And you need to train with those guys. I'm hoping he is. Maybe he's not tipping his hand. Because if Kai Asakura has good takedown offense, he's going to be a real problem at 125. And he's going to get tested here against Tim Elliott. I think this UFC going, Okay, we signed this guy for a shit ton of money, right? He got ragdolled, embarrassed by Pantoja. Oh well. We're going to give him Timmy Elliott, who's a fringe guy, but he's hard to look good against. And if you go out there and you buzzsaw him, you're our guy, and you're justified for the money we're giving you. But if you struggle with Timmy, you can't get past the funk, then we're not going to cut you any more checks. That's how I feel. So give me Timmy Elliott with that just funkiness. I don't love it. I'm not going to dog lock him, but I like Timmy Elliott here. And then Lazy Bet says he got a haircut. So Timmy Elliott got a haircut. And then just the answers, Zach, Tom, Stan, what does sub no bet mean? It means that if Gerald Mearskart does not win by sub, there's no bet. You don't lose any of your money. The only way to win it is for him by sub, and you can't lose unless he doesn't sub, right? So it's kind of like a freebie bet there. All right, Zuck, what do you got here, babe?
Yeah. Tim Elliott, very, very unorthodox. He's going to do that little bounce in, bounce out, shoulder shrug each way, and then just kind of shoot a single leg off of that. Hope he can train wrestle, get Asakura up against the fence. Unfortunately, I think Kai's just going to be way too fast for him, way too athletic. The way that he switches stances and then throws that back knee, it happens like that. In that first round against Pantoja, even though obviously got dominated, very tough starting fight in the UFC. In a main event, ending card of the year against Pantoja, that's not going to work out for pretty much anyone in the world at 125. Kai is fast, man. I really, really am high on him in this spot. I know Tim Elliott's only been finished by KO once in his career. I don't think Kai is going to sub him. I think he only has 3 subs ever, and I think that just he's any type of ground position that he could have Tim Elliott in some sort of submission, Tim Elliott's just going to tough that out. Unfortunately, if Tim Elliott shoots one of those takedowns, he's unorthodox, but he's not quick enough like Kai Asakura is to land a knee, land something when he's coming in. And I actually really like Kai Asakura, either -3.5 on DraftKings. So I think it could be a 30-27, but I really like him by finish by KO. I think it was sitting at like plus 170-ish, 75 this morning. But I really like Kai Asakura in this spot, big time.
You heard him, man. He loves Kai Asakura, Mason Law, 3PC member. Kai by KO, I see that a lot. Frank S. Elliott was always pretty durable.
Yeah.
Hasn't fought in 2 years. That's true.
2023.
It's been a while,
December.
and again, he's been living in the cave. Blood and Bear says Tim Elliott by moonsault off the cage. If I can find that bet, I will place it. Griff says, what's going on, BP? Super jealous going to the event. What's up, Griff? Yeah, man. I'd be jealous too. I mean, what else am I going to say? I spent a pretty penny though. The hotel, my wife and I, we're kind of like trendy hippie little bitches, right? We're not going to stay at a Hilton. We're not going to stay at a Marriott. You know what I mean? We fucking spent like a month finding some like cool little hip fucking hotel with a cool coffee bar, for my wife. I don't drink coffee, but yeah, that ran me about $800 for 2 nights. And then the tickets are about $2,000. So we need to win some money.
Were horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not,
I got fleeced on my tickets for $320. By the way, thanks for the code. But oh my God, I didn't know they were so expensive.
My buddy who lives in New York, lives in Manhattan. He the only sporting event he's never been to is a UFC, and he loves Bill Simmons. And Bill Simmons went to a UFC event a couple months ago and said it was the greatest event I've ever been to. So my buddy's like, "Hey, dude, next one in New York, I'm going with you." I said, "Okay." MSG's going in November. He's like, "Hey, MSG, I know nothing's been announced yet, but I'm like, bro, the last time I looked at MSG tickets, the nosebleeds were like crazy."
Insane.
And
yeah.
I won't sit. No, I'm too. If I'm gonna travel and leave my abode and go to an event, I wanna be comfortable. I want to, and I'm going to spend a little cash. So anyway, enough of that. Joe, what do you think about this flyweight fight?
Dude, a little getaway with a wife. Are we going for kid number 3 or what?
Oh, maybe, man. I'm potent, dude. I'm a potent boy. No. Unfortunately, we cannot have any more children. We're stuck we're stuck with the 2 fathead children we have. So,
good.
It's firing all cylinders, bub. It's blast away, no repercussions.
Let's go. That's good.
You know what I mean?
All right. So either way, hey. So
my grandma's watching.
I actually.
Well, she knows what that means. She's your grandma.
She knows what it's about, dude.
If she's your grandma, she's been blasted off a few times. Ain't nothing new to her, babe.
Grandma.
Grandma.
How we doing? No. Let's move on. So,
all right, moving on.
Tim Elliott. I thought I was going to come on here first off and be the only one to bet Tim Elliott. I'm on your side, BP. Weirdly, So I'm definitely in the corner of Zuck in the sense that I do think Kai Asakura is insanely fast. I was really impressed in his fight. The flying knee, really fast. The body kicks, really fast. Very, very talented dude. I can't take anything away from him. I do like long layoffs for older fighters. Just it'll let the chin recover, get yourself into great shape. Dom Cruz was notorious for only going into fight camps and really taking his time to get back into fights when he was super injured. And Tim Elliott, the awkwardness, I know that's his whatever his mantra, but you can't overstate it. It is awkward and it works. The only person he's lost to in the last 3 or 4 years is Makayev, who there's a real argument, Makayev's the best, 125er on earth, even though he's not even in the UFC.
If he wasn't such a shithead in his team.
Yeah.
Cause I have some insider information about that. Cause I'm very friendly with people that work, 2 people that work with behind the scenes in the UFC. And they basically just said him and his team were, nightmares.
Yeah,
like you can't be treating people like shit and thinking
you can't overvalue yourself too. Like you're a 125 fighter that's in the UFC with not that big of a name. It doesn't matter that you can grapple people, man. You're overvaluing yourself. I did watch his interview though with Mighty Mouse lately, and he kind of won me over a little bit. But
he's starting to get humble for sure. He's a young man. He's definitely
this is good for him. I think it's good for him. But either way, I think there's a real argument Tim Elliott can win this decision. I think he could, Pantoja was able to control Kai pretty easily on the ground, and Tim's a good wrestler. You're hanging 260 next to me. I'm for sure throwing, a check on that. Nothing crazy, but a few shekels for sure.
Few shekels. Yeah, no, listen, Mukayev, I think getting cut, hopefully they didn't ban him for life, because when we're young, listen, I was a real piece of shit when I was his age. I'm talking like low down, arrogant as fuck for no reason, like, the worst of the worst, right? So we all need that coming up. But the best story of being an arrogant young prick was from Alex Rodriguez. I don't know if you guys ever heard this. So he obviously became a millionaire, immediately, and he hired his cousin as his assistant or whatever. And his cousin started doing really well a few years after him hiring him. And his cousin bought this nice penthouse and had a bunch of nice stuff. And Alex came over. He was having a housewarming party. And Alex Rodriguez has confirmed this. And Rodriguez looking around, all the nice stuff. He's got his chick. He's got people there. Rodriguez pulls his fucking dick out, takes a piss all over his couch and goes, "Just remember why you got here," and left.
Shut up. Did that real world happen?
That happened. It was when Alex Rodriguez did a podcast with Barstool Big Cat years ago. That before that happened, Big Cat asked him about it, and Rodriguez didn't put in such harsh words like that, but that's 100% what happened. Pissed on the guy's stuff and said, "Remember how you got here," and left. Like, that dude was next level. And I feel like Mukayev probably had a little bit of that, taking a piss wherever he wants and just,
that's crazy.
Crazy, but funny as fuck. All right, next up, Jared Cannonier plus 164 versus Michael Venom Page 198. Got to shout out my boy Timmy Mitchell. What's up, Timbo? This fight was weird when it got put together. I'm gonna kind of repeat myself from what I said on Monday or Tuesday, with the Anna Florian, but it was weird when they put together. And now that it's come together, and I've done some research and I've done, my tape study and all the prep and all that bullshit, I just think Cannonier's going to run into something. He's been wobbled in his last few fights, right? His chin was never great at heavyweight, never great at 205. He's been put out in both those. 85, it's been competent, but you're getting older, and I think, his pressure has to be there to beat a guy like MVP. He's going to have to kick the legs. He's going to have to create a distance. He's going to need to create chaos. And in that chaos, MVP's so explosive with knees, elbows, punches, he's going to run into something. And MVP does not have that signature knockout yet in the UFC. I think it's coming this Saturday, man. I don't see another decision win. Maybe I could see it, whatever, but I'm being hopeful. I'm being confident. I think MVP wins by knockout. I like him by KO here. Within the first 2 rounds. It could happen in any round, but if I'm going to predict this within the first 2 rounds, give me MVP KO all day fucking long. Zuck, what do you got for the 85ers here, babe?
Jared Cannonier, in his last few performances, Gregory Rodriguez looked really good past getting caught. And even before that, the Imavov, tough stoppage by Herzog, but still got caught, was wobbled. And my point there is that his reactions are bad. And Michael Venom Page has that venom in him. He has that ability to finish. Whether you look at all of his Bellator finishes, they're creative, they're unorthodox, and that is kind of where Cannonier gets caught. And even if it's at range, I look back on the Izzy fight, Cannonier doesn't really. He has the wrestling. I think he's MMA lab. He's out here in Phoenix. I have actually a few friends that have trained with him before, and I've been beat when he's fought wrestlers before, and because he's keeping on the feet. And I think Michael Venom Page is going to just land a point fighting 1-2, and Cannonier is going to have a tough reaction, and Michael's just going to jump on him. And I think that this is, like you said, this is the spot where Michael Venom Page goes from fighting the Sharas, the lower level competition at 185, to really making that jump, becoming a contender as the second part of his UFC career. He is a little bit older, and I think this is his time to jump into that conversation of, can we get MVP in some big matchups on some big stages? And I think it's his main coming out party in the UFC. I think he gets a big finish here, I think in round 2.
He actually agrees with me, Joe. Do you actually?
I didn't say it that time. I didn't say it that time. I tried not to say it.
I'm busting balls and chops and whatnots. Joe, what we got here, babe?
I actually disagree with both of you.
Man, Joe.
Yeah. Sorry. I am not a fan of Michael Venom Page, really. Listen, no, I'm a fan of him as a fighter. I guess generally speaking, great career in Bellator. There's not enough activity, dude. It's infuriating to me. He sits there and does this thing all fight long, and it's just like, I get it is to bring in someone in order to like throw them off, and then in order to Joe just pissed on your couch.
Yeah, he Alex Rodriguez is for sure. Pissed all over couches. Don't you remember?
Dude, it's true. Like the guy, he realistically lands like less than 10 significant strikes per round. It's infuriating to me. I can't deal with low volume fighters, even if they are Michael Venom Page, who aims to land 10 strikes in one significant strike. He closes distance extremely well. Can't take anything away from him. But I like Cannonier. I can't overstate how impressed I was with Cannonier beating RoboCop, who I held RoboCop as like, I get this might sound like crazy now, like being a Monday morning quarterback and looking in the aftermath. I thought RoboCop was like a top 5 middleweight on planet Earth, bro. I thought he was that good. And the way that Cannonier beat up on him after eating some significant damage was so impressive to me. So I think the play here, I'm gonna play Jared Cannonier on the money line plus 160. I think he wins. But I do think whatever Michael Venom Page by first round knockout is a great hedge as well. So I'll probably play both of those because after round 1, Cannonier's going to wear on him, and Cannonier can get hurt and come back like he has done in a ton of fights. So I like Cannonier. Give me Cannonier on the money line. I think this is a crazy play. And I also usually fade Cannonier because of age, and these guys are only 2 years apart.
Sure.
MVP's
yeah, they're both older guys. So Michael Page to win by KO, not round 1, is plus 350, which is a nice number. Mason Law had a really good bet as well. Playing the under on their significant strikes for both of them is a play for sure. I agree with you. I think there's going to be not a ton of volume, but I think when there is, it's going to be violent. And then Michael Venom Page will win by KO in round 1 plus 700. That's a fancy looking number. Paku MMA says Jared took down RoboCop and Imhoff. He needs to wrestle, but the tricky part is closing the void without getting hurt. And he has great eyes and reaction. Fun fight, but odds are a bit wide. Yeah,
that's a really good point. That's a very valid point.
You guys were hammering on GM3 with the speed and stuff. Jared Cannonier is slow as dirt. Like, this guy is slow.
Not like GM3.
Yeah,
dude.
but he's fighting MVP, who's fucking fast as a snake,
you're right.
bro.
You're right. Like,
Cannonier's,
but so is Michelle Ozachek.
Yeah, he's gonna have Cannonier. The only way for him to win this fight, like if I was his coach, I'd be like, bro, you took out Anderson Silva with leg kicks, right? I know there's Anderson Silva in the long range, but people thought Anderson blew his knee out in that fight. He didn't. He just got kicked really hard. It was just like a knee bruise. Cannonier, you got to kick because look at MVP. He gets his legs kicked up. His only knockout loss in MMA by Douglas Lima off a leg kicked into a punch. So that's got to be heavy here, but it's easier said than done because MVP controls range so well. I'm glad we're split though. I mean, because I think that's, to me, it feels like a fight that leans MVP, and I took a shot on the knockout here, but he is a 2-1 favorite. So Big Joe coming in with an underdog play. All right, next up, Jeff Neal plus 200 versus Carlos Prates minus 245. Glad this fight got rebooked. Gonna be violent. Both boys are violent. Jeff Neal, primarily a boxer, does like to kick a little bit, has a good high kick. Doesn't mix anything up, and Prates is just a Muay Thai specialist, keeping at the end of his kicks. Dude smokes cigarettes, so he doesn't eat. That's literally what he said. He's like, I'm cutting weight, and I want pizza. So instead of eating pizza, I'll just smoke a couple cigarettes. Like, different kind of dude. And, he went 5 rounds with Ian Gary and had better cardio in the 5th round than Ian Gary. And Ian Gary's is vegan, all this shit, right? I like Pratis here. I like Pratis by KO. Jeff Neal's only been KO'd once. I was outside the UFC by Kevin Holland. I think Pratis is built similar to Kevin Holland. Keep him on the long range of his punches. He's got power in his kicks and his punches. He's also a madman. He's going to keep the pressure on Neal. Neal can counter really well. His left hand's beautiful. His southpaw stance is really good. His defense is really good. But when he does get hit, and you can find his chin, kind of like Shavkat did. If you look at the Shavkat fight, Shavkat was getting teed off on. Like Jeff Neal was landing big shots. But once Shavkat found his range, he could touch and he can hurt Neal. I know that fight ended by submission, but I like Carlos Pratis here. I think he showed me a lot in that Ian Gary fight, going 5 rounds after smoking all those darts. I like Shavkat. I like Carlos Pratis here. Joe, who do you got? The 170s, bub.
Yeah, I agree. Really, really impressed by the Carlos Pratis performance against Ian Gary, who's highly technical and has an ability to like take fights late and win.
Mm-hmm.
He's a point fighter. Pratis showed a lot to me in that fight, and as he came up through the UFC, knocking dudes out left and right, I was like so overwhelmingly impressed. I love Carlos Pratis, dude. I love that he smokes cigarettes. I love that he knocks dudes out. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. Whatever. But you can't take it away from him. He almost floats moving forward, Carlos Pratis. And when he gets into distance, you're going to see it in this fight. For the first 2.5 minutes, he's going to feel out Jeff Neal. And then the second he starts to gets an idea on like range and everything, and towards like that back 2.5 minutes, back 2 minutes of the round, he's going to really start letting loose. It's exactly what he did to Li Jingliang. That's exactly what he did to Charles Radke. And I love the knee up the middle. I think I'm high on Carlos Pratis in general. And I think if you don't offer like a really, really significant grappling threat, and it's just a pure stand-up fight, which is the case with Jeff Neal, then you're in for a long night, especially against, Carlos Pratis. I will say one of my favorite knockouts of all time, though, was the Jeff Neal against Vicente Luque. The uppercuts against the fence was like
smooth. I like Jeff Neal, one of the few guys.
I like Jeff Neal a lot, dude. I think he's underrated. It's just Carlos Pratis.
One of the few guys that really sleep Mike Perry with that head kick fucking back in the day. That was gorgeous. All right, Zuck, who you got here? You like Jeffy Neal, Geoff, or do you like Pratis? Uh-oh. Are you muted? Do you hear
muted,
him?
Zuck?
Zuck, you might be muted, bud.
Sorry,
Come on, bro.
Back.
Clean it up. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
My bad, bro. I'm a rookie today.
He's a rookie. He's a rookie.
Me and Fabiano Buschi, the announcer or the translator, the Brazilian translator. So after the Contender Series fight I went to last year, I was sitting in the Vegas airport, and he came walking to his fight for Khalil Roundtree, Alex Pierre, and I walked up to him. I said, "Hey, man, I was there last night at the fights. Big fan of you. Like, you're a great, probably the best translator." And we talked about 2 Brazilian fighters. We talked about Carlos Prates and Vinicius Oliveira, who are my 2 favorite fighters in the UFC right now. Vinicius is one, hands down, my favorite fighter. No one even can get close. That dude just walks at people and kills them.
Yeah.
Second, Carlos Prates, because he posts videos of him drinking a whiskey, smoking darts, and with the babes. And I love Carlos Prates. I think he's going to get it done inside the distance. I think round 2 KO. I think they're both southpaws. And Jeff Neal, if he's not the hammer, he can be a bad nail. And just because he waits a little too long, and he's just going to throw 1-2 combos, if he doesn't extend those combos, his left high kick is very underrated. He sneaks that thing up there. But I think if he doesn't start landing those 1-2s in the first round and get a little bit of confidence on the feet, Carlos Prates is going to establish that jab, find that range of that back knee, and it's going to build up. I think we're going to see Jeff looking very, very damaged in round 2. And I think it's either going to be a late round 2 or middle round 3 finish by Carlos Prates.
Love it. All right, co-main event, fight I'm excited for, even though my boys Timbo and Christian dumped all over this. We got Lerone Murphy plus 150 versus Aaron Pico minus 180. I went to the old Twitter search and I searched up some of my old tweets of Pico back in the Bellator days, and I was very critical when he lost, very positive when he won. Wanted him in the UFC for years now. He's here. He's getting a big spot. He's getting the co-main event. Now listen, we've seen guys come over from other organizations and look bad. Kaya Sakura came over, got submitted. We got Patchy Mix coming over, former champion in Bellator. Didn't look great, right? We got guys coming over. When you're in the UFC, you're in the show. Pico's a young man. People think he's overhyped. This is the show, right? I can understand why people like Lerone Murphy, but I'm not a fence guy. I don't sit on fences. It hurts, right? So I'm loading up, tripling up on Aaron Pico. That's my guy. Sometimes what happens in this sport for me is I gamble and I try to put my, who I like to a side, but deep down in this core of mine, I'm a fan. And I feel like I get away from that too much because I'm too worried about the money and how I'm going to win and lines. I'm a fan first. And my fandom is coming out. Aaron Pico is going to dog walk. I'm talking dog walk Lerone Murphy any which way he wants. Any which way he wants. He wants to do on the feet, sure. Wants to do in the wrestling, of course. Aaron Pico, dog walk city, baby. In Chi-Town. And I'm going to be giving high fives saying, I fucking told you so. Joe put his head down. I already know who he's picking. Zuck's putting his fingers on his mouth. Don't know who that guy's picking. We'll go to Zuck. Hey, you got.
I'm not a good poker player. My boy Lerone Murphy. I think that he's going to stack it up. My only worry is after 3 rounds, is he going to have that gas tank? I know Pico's out there in, I think, Colorado with TJ Dillashaw's old cardio coach.
So he's from Los Angeles, and he does train with that guy, but his camps are at Jackson's, New Mexico.
Okay, at Jackson MMA.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, the cardio is going to be there. He's going to be well-rounded everywhere. Pico works the body so well. I'm not a big Bellator guy or PFL guy, but I really dug into his tape this week because I like Lerone Murphy a lot. Other than his last few performances, got caught against Ige, a little bit of a point fighter against Emmett, didn't really engage on the inside. Barbosa caught him with a up kick that I thought actually put him out when he went into his guard at the end of round 1. But his speed, his ability to time a knee on the way in, I think that might get it down in rounds 3, 4, 5. Pico, like I said, works the body almost better than anyone I've seen. Like, he digs to the body almost more than he jabs, which I love. I love a good left hook to the liver, especially for a guy that has a good chin. Dig to that body. I think Pico has a chance to mix it up in the ground game, but at the end of the day, I think at plus 160, a debuting Bellator fighter, there's no way. I mean, I put the house on Mario Bautista. Like, there's no way I'm going with this guy coming out of Bellator. I think his last win was against like a 39-year-old that actually slept him the first time they fought, Henry Corrales.
He's been through it all, babe. By the way, this is only 3 rounds, not 5 rounds. It's only 3.
It's not 5.
No,
I saw 3 by 5 on Tapology, I swear. But I guess that makes sense.
3 by 5. Yeah. That's how math works there, Zach. So you're going Murphy. You're going doggy, right? Okay.
Murphy.
Timbo says Pico's a favorite. Yeah, rightfully fucking so. And that's why he's going to dog walk Lerone Murphy, who is the dog, right? That's how that works. Fucking dog walk, baby. Joe, I already know who you're picking. Your poker face is terrible, bro. You got a couple aces over there. What we got here, babe?
I think Murphy's the best play on the card, dude. Like almost without question, bro. I mean, 155. The line makes no sense. I think we can. Sure. I think there's almost no argument. I will
agree with that for sure.
Like,
for sure.
I think the line. I don't bet lines. I bet winners. I bet people that want to win fights. I don't care about lines whatsoever. I bet guys that win fights, and Lerone Murphy win fights. Like, he wins fights every single time. He's undefeated. With a career worth of fights in the UFC, Aaron Pico is fighting the guy that gave me my coffee this morning at Dunkin' Donuts, dude. Sure. They're 39 years old, awful Bellator fighters. I can't name a single one of them. In his last 5 fights, Lerone Murphy has beat the most impressive one, Gabriel Santos, in my opinion, but Josh Emmett and Dan Ige, which were extremely close fights. But I think the only path to victory here, I don't think Aaron Pico is a very credentialed wrestler. I don't think he's going to be able to out-wrestle Lerone Murphy over the course of 3 rounds, plain and simple. I think his only route to victory is a knockout in round 1. I don't think he carries more power than Dan Ige, and I don't think he carries more power than Josh Emmett, both of whom carry a lot of forward pressure, just like Aaron Pico. Lerone Murphy is highly technical, very good point, Zuck, to the body work. He works the body extremely well. He works the leg extremely well. Mason Law said Murphy decision.
I think that's the play. I think Lerone Murphy probably loses the first round, wins a 29-28 unanimous decision after winning round 2 and round 3, maintaining distance, chipping away, avoiding the big power, getting up after being taken down. The plus 155 slapped me in the face, dude. I think it's ass backwards. And if the line was ass backwards, I would still bet Murphy. So,
sure. Can't argue with the line. That's the only thing you said that I agree with was the line. Everything else was just absolute hot dog.
I do think Aaron Pico is going to be a problem, and I do think he's going to be ranked, and I think he'll do well in the rankings. I think Lerone Murphy wins this fight and should be granted a title shot.
Here's what should happen. Here's what I propose. Okay.
Yeah.
If Aaron Pico wins, you guys collectively together have to buy me. I don't even know if he makes merch. Collectively have to buy me an Aaron Pico shirt.
Say less. I'll do it on my own side.
Okay.
I got it. I'll purchase it.
And if he loses, I'll buy you guys a shirt. Not the shirt that's hanging on your back that's like $400 there. Yeah, I'll buy you whatever. I'll buy you guys a shirt. Lerone Murphy probably doesn't make merch, right? You know.
Quiet dude also. Like
give you a cup of tea or whatever. Yeah. All right, so I love that. All right, here we go. We got a bet. Main event, Dricus du Plessis, DDP, plus 205 versus Hamad Chimaev, minus 250. Chimaev is obviously the man. Everyone loves this guy. I think I beefed it on the Anakin Florian with my breakdown. I was not happy with my breakdown on that. I felt like rushed because I had so much to say. And this is the thing. Everyone always asks me, like, dude, how much tape study do you do? How much do you do this? I did too much. I overloaded my brain because I'm going and I want to bet on every fight and I'm excited. And I watched every DDP fight and every Chimaev fight like 10 times. And I just got too wrapped up in my shit. I should go back. Should have went back and did like less is more sometimes and really go for the gut, look at the numbers, obviously watch tape, trust your instincts, yada, yada. So I feel like I beefed on the Anakin Florian. I don't feel like I did a good job, but my pick is DDP. It's still going to be DDP. I think round 1, this is the most lazy take in the world, but Chimaev is the best 1-round fighter in the UFC, bar none. Outside of round 1, he's look human. DDP, who's a guy who is like an acquired taste. I didn't get it. I get it now. He's different and powerful and doesn't quit and just is an animal in there. And his coaches are like, we're going to get taken down. We know that. We're going to get up, right? I love that they're already they know that and they're preparing for that. And I think his coach is super underrated. They got a good team down there in South Africa. He's obviously coming in shape, but Chimaev, healthy, assumably, because he's in this fight, and just an absolute animal. Like his double leg when he drops right when the fight starts, throws a punch, or if you throw something at him, he drops down with that double so beautifully. One of the few guys, if the only guy, I mean, maybe Leon Edwards got him down once or twice, but like the real only guy who ever took down Usman, like flat out wrestled Usman in the UFC. His wrestling's special. But then again, you go forward, and Kenny and John were very adamant that Chimaev didn't slow down. He didn't lose the 3rd round against Usman. He won every bit of that. But if you look at the stats, he was slower, less volume, went 1 for 4 in takedowns, right? And got outstruck in that 3rd round by Usman. It was a close round. It was like 44-39 strikes, but he went 1 for 4 in takedowns. That's just optics are bad. When Hamzat dives in with a double and takes you down, you're going to get that he's going to get that takedown. When you go 1 for 4, that's a problem with the judges. I think Chimaev is a stud. I was late on him, admittedly, when he came to the UFC. I didn't think he was anything special. I hand up on that. The kid is special. The guy is special. But I just think DDP, his toughness, his mettle, his championship, mettle is experienced now, going 5 rounds, being down on judges' scorecards. I mean, people don't remember. If people remember, he was losing the Izzy fight. Didn't stir him at all. He was losing the first half of that round to Rob Whittaker. Came back and finished him in the second. You know what I mean? Like, this guy has the mental and the fortitude and the ability to beat Chimaev. It's just, if you're going to play it, I go Chimaev round 1 submission. But I like DDP as a whole. That's a slime ball candidate as well. Joe, main event, an amazing fight. I don't think there's an MMA fan out there disappointed in this fight. What we got, bub?
Yeah. Entering into 2025, I listed out like the top fights that I wanted to see in 2025. This is the 3rd fight that I like,
nice.
Top 3 fight that I wanted to see.
What was number 1? What was number 1?
It was Ankalaev Pereira.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I needed answers there.
Sure.
Glad we got them.
You
But
got him. Yeah.
listen, man. To your point, Brian, I'm in like the 0.01% of listeners on Anakin Florian. I haven't listened to any of you and Kenny's portion of the show yet.
Sure.
But I was really because I didn't want to know your takes heading into this, but I did love that John and Kenny broke down the Usman narrative for Chimaev, the Usman Chimaev fight, because I thought that was blown out of proportion as well. I thought Chimaev won all 3 rounds. I thought it was relatively easy. Listen, I think I tweeted this out earlier today. I think DDP is the 5th best middleweight on planet Earth right now. I think Nasruddin Imavov, Cal Baralho, Anthony Hernandez, and I'm forgetting the other one. Are all Chimaev. What am I saying? Chimaev are better than him. There's also an argument for Renier de Ridder as well, just based on what he's done in the UFC.
Strong take.
Listen, I've faded DDP. What is DDP 10-0? He's 10-0 in the UFC or 9-0.
Yeah, I'll chase that stat for you, babe.
I have
He's definitely
faded
undefeated
him.
in the UFC.
I've faded him in every single play. So I'm 0-9 on DDP fights.
He's 9. He's 9-0 in the UFC. This will be his 10th win.
And a lot of the times I'm just like staying away from it. I think the fighting style is so weird. It looks so sloppy, but it works, and it's just so hard for me to get behind. But how long have we been talking about the Hamza Chimaev title fight? Since COVID, dude. Since we were fighting in the Apex, and he did what his teammate is doing this week, in fighting like multiple times in like 2 weeks. He's the truth, dude. He is the truth. He's probably one of the best fighters, if not the best fighter in the UFC. I hope he wins and then just becomes one of the most active champions that there is. I think it's a disrespectful line for DDP just based on the body of work. 2-1's crazy. But my play, which I'll play for a pretty hefty chunk of change, is just going to be Chimaev in the distance -140. I think he first or second round submits DDP, and that's that. And dude, you want to know the one thing that swayed me? I thought DDP, I had no idea what was going to happen going into this fight week, but I thought DDP was going to be astronomically bigger than Chimaev. Yeah. And then I saw them meet this week. I don't know if you guys saw the clip of them like talking, like going face to face. Chimaev is massive, dude. Huge. He is going to ragdoll DDP. I think he's going to pick him up, talk shit to Dana, and submit him in the first, bro. Like he's so good. So good. And I think he makes easy work at DDP. And then I think DDP loses his next fight as well.
Damn, mic drop for Joe there, Zuck. What do we got here, babe?
Yeah. Couldn't be more excited for a title fight. I'm not going to be able to watch it, which sucks because I've had tickets to this concert for 9 months, which I'm excited for. So I might have to go back to the hotel after and buy the pay-per-view and make my roommates or the guys I'm going to be with, and the ladies have to just suffer through that afterwards at 1 a.m. But it is what it is.
The ladies.
Hamza Chimaev
come to bed. I'm watching fights.
Hamza's on the screen, lady.
I actually have a funny story about whatever. Go ahead. My single days. Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
I'll go ahead. Hamza Chimaev, I think, is the best offensive finishing wrestler we've ever seen in the UFC. Like, there's no one even near it. Obviously, Khabib and Islam are very good at control. They can get into their darces, their front chokes, and everything like that. But no one searches for a rear naked, an anaconda, anything from the north-south position as fast as Hamza's going to. And the thing is he just needs to grab your toe. He'll grab your toe, he'll transition to your ankle, to your knees, to your waist. If you sprawl, he'll jump around the back. He'll get his locks in. He'll get you on the fence. He'll drag you on the fence. He can do it everywhere. Obviously, the biggest question, I've heard it everywhere this week, what's going to happen after round 2? Is he going to be able to hold up the cardio? Obviously, he's training with Aaron Pico. Like I said earlier, same with TJ Dillashaw's coach. I did hear Ray Longo say something about that on the. I turned
Ray was on one. Ray was
dug
on
into
one,
that
baby.
this week. I love that one, but I mean Hamzat. I watched his debut live. I watched it 2 weeks later. I watched it a month later. I told my friends, this guy's crazy. I've made 2 of my friends into the biggest Hamzat fans ever, just based on just how hype I always talk about it.
That's just mean, dude, because he's gonna lose this weekend. Now your friends are gonna be upset. Way to go. Jeez.
Well, the thing is that he's going to win in the first 2 rounds. Hamza is going to go after this. I think his cardio is going to hold up at least through 4. I think DDP's wrestling. I mean, like exactly like Joe said, I'm 0-9, man. I'm 0-9.
It's so infuriating.
I watched so much money in college. With Rob Whitaker, I was broke for like 2, 3, 4 weeks.
Yeah.
But man, this week I'm gonna get out of the concert. I'm gonna look at my phone and it's gonna say Hamzat Chimaev by round 2 submission, and I'm gonna go, sorry, BP, I beat you again. Later.
It's gonna
See
be
you
a fucking.
time.
There's gonna be a video of me in the crowd just like this. Dude.
No,
Lazy
it's gonna be amazing though. It's gonna be an amazing fight.
That clip was all
BP,
angled.
talk about a fight.
Yeah, it is. I agree with that 100%.
That's so sick.
Have you ever heard of depth perception, Joe?
Yeah, the clip was all angles. They just did face-offs like the same heights. And that's true. You know, the cameras are weird. Like, people think I'm like this fat guy. I'm 175 pounds. You know what I mean? Like, the angles of the camera, it's weird. You know what I mean? So if you meet me in person this weekend in Chicago, you're like, damn, dude, you're fucking 6'8" and 175. Yeah, I am. Not really. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm joking, dude. Now, I'm 6'2" and some change. Big old fat head, and I'm a beefy boy. All right, listen, Joe, I know you got to go, so let's do your locks right away. I'm gonna let you do your locks, and then I'll get you out of here. Mitch and I will do our locks, and then we'll do the hot sauce. So let's go mortal lock. Who's your absolute mortal lock for the card? The guy you love more than anybody, or girl.
I'm gonna go Olazejek.
Oh yeah, I thought it was him, or it was gonna be Borge. All right, so let's see your dog lock, Bub. I mean, I'm assuming it's gonna be Lerone Murphy.
It's Lerone Murphy, yeah.
Okay,
definitely.
And then your send 'em. Who's gonna get that finish, bro?
I'm gonna go with the finish. I'm gonna go with Edson Barboza.
Edson Barboza. All right, Joe, you're the best, man. Thank you. Plug what you're doing with, is it Sean Bitter? Am I right?
Yeah, dude. Check me out on Twitter. IAMSATURDAY. And yeah, Sean Bitter, great mind. You probably see him pop up on the UFC's bottom screen all the time. He created a Patreon called Creative Minds. Every week I give out 3 underdogs on there. But check me out for my most confident plays. They'll forever be free. I give them out on Twitter every single week. 3 plays, 1 unit always. And go check them out. I'll be dropping them tomorrow. So always, as I said, listen to you every week. Always appreciative of your platform and just so cool to nerd out with you. So always very appreciative of the invite. Thank you so much, man.
No, you're the best, bud. You got a great voice for the show. You're the best. Yeah, he's the guy. If you're strolling, I retweet him all the time. But if you're strolling Twitter and you're like, "Who's this guy in the car breaking down fights?" That's Joe. Okay, he's in the car breaking down the fights.
Do it on the way to work.
The way to work. IAMSATURDAY. Great mind for the sport, Joe. You're going to a dinner, right? Have fun.
Yeah, I do want to see your plays though, so I'm going to stick around for 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. I'm going to remove you off screen. You can be in the back though. Okay. So it's me and Zucky boy. All right, Zuck, I'll let you go first. You have honor since I've never beaten you. You can go mortal lock, dog lock, send them, but you can't take what Joe took. So
yeah, right. Okay, I'm gonna go lock first. I'm gonna go Carlos Prates. Just lock.
Carlos Prates, mortal lock. Okay. And then let's go diggity dog lock. Who you got, bub?
Dog lock was gonna be Murphy. I'll move it to Nasser Ruzaboyev.
Ruzaboyev, a little Russian. And then you're sending him home.
It was gonna be Diego Fierro by KO. I thought he was gonna get that done in the first or second round. But I'm gonna double up. I'm gonna go Prates by KO.
Prates by KO, doubling up. That's nothing wrong with that. All right, my mortal lock is the easiest one on the board. It's the guy that's got a dog walk. We're talking Aaron Pico. Pico, I'm gonna have some Pico de Gallo afterwards. Hey yo. My dog lock is going to be the champ, DDP. And my send them. Oh, I want to take Loopy so bad by submission. But I need points. I need points because I need to beat this guy. This guy's beat me. So I'm gonna go the easiest send him of all time is the new guy, Surgorov. Send him, he's gonna win by knock. He's gonna knock out Eric Nolan. So that's an easy fucking point for me. All right, so people, if you don't know, now you know. We made a bet months ago.
So scared.
We made a bet months ago.
I'm so scared right now.
That we all picked Dalby as an underdog, and me, Zuck, and Joe picked Dalby, and I think I said it something idiotic. I said, you know what, we're smart. If he loses, we should do the bomb. Which if you don't know the bomb, Hot Ones, it's not the hottest sauce, but it is the hottest sauce. I've had it before. It's right here, right? And I'm going to open this for the first time for everybody here. Yeah,
what's the plan? Are we gonna like talk about something for like a minute, or like
sure,
are we just eating it?
Talk about whatever you
Dude,
want.
because I already sauced mine. Can I go? Are you gonna go no milk?
No, I got a Mountain Dew here. That's about it.
Dude, can I go grab milk real quick?
Do what you got to do,
Dude,
and I'll explain what we're doing here.
I'm gonna grab. Because look at this fucking thing, dude.
Yeah,
I sauced it up. I sauced
That's a
it
lot,
up,
bro.
I sauced it up. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're gonna do it.
So I did this years ago with my buddy Austin. There's a video out. I used to have an old YouTube channel where I thought I was a comedian. So we did this, and it lit my tits on fire. But back then, that was probably 7.5 years ago, because my baby, my oldest was a baby. She's now 8. Back then, I didn't even put pepper on my stuff. I was like the whitest dude in the world. I like it the spice now. I like it the spice. Now, does that mean I'm going to like this? No. This is absolutely brutal. You can literally, if you're not familiar with the Hot One Show, you can just type in the bomb, DA bomb, on Instagram, on YouTube, on fucking TikTok, whatever you kids are doing, and there'll be a compilation of people eating this, freaking the fuck out. Some people do it like a G. Some people go, no problem. Other celebrities freak out. Shaquille O'Neal has a really good one. Idris Elba wanted to fight the guy, the creator of the show. So me and Mitch Zuck stupidly made this bet, and we're going to do it. Are you ready, Zuck? Oh, and by the way,
ready, dude. All
he
my
got a chicken wing.
Probably tune in right now. So
he got
shout
a
out
chicken
to all
wing.
my coworkers.
I was stupid and didn't get chicken. I haven't eaten dinner yet.
I've tried this twice now. It is the worst thing I've ever tasted in my life, hands down. The worst thing I've ever tasted.
So this is a Grippo's chip, Cincinnati's own. It's a spicy barbecue chip that I will dip in the bomb. Okay? I'm going to pour the bomb in this little container I got here.
People going to believe me that I sauced this already, or should I put some on top just to be epic?
I think people believe you. All right.
Just for a little extra sauce.
Bro, I didn't want to smell it. It stinks so bad.
I just sauced it up even more. Look at that drop right there. I'm shaking. Look at my hand shake.
All right.
Oh, fuck.
I got a sauce. Here we go. You boys ready? All right, go ahead. Down the hatch. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
It's hot.
I threw up fluid.
It's hard to get down. It's not good. Woo! And I don't even want to have more chips because they're spicy chips. All right. Get zen, dude. Zen it out, Zuck. Get zen. Oh, mouth's on fire. I mean, Jesus
don't touch my eye. Don't touch the eyes.
Yeah, don't touch the eyes, bro. Don't touch the eyes, bro. Oh. Michael Dresser. So, is this your boy? He said more. This dude wants you to do more. Oh.
Dude, I did the whole thing. You have no idea how much I put on, bro. I lathered the whole thing.
Is that your guy?
That's
it's
my
hot.
coworker.
It's hot, man.
I love you, Mike. I love you, Mike.
I'm sweating. Oh, I'm sweating. I almost feel like I need to do another one just cause. Woo.
Yo, this is no joke.
I got some new shoes for Chicago, dude. Little fucking Jordan 5s, little grapes, little grapey action.
You know, those are fucking fire.
Those came here. Speaking about fire, mouth's on fire. Woo! Water makes it worse.
What? Okay, ready? Rapid questions.
Yeah.
What fight are you looking forward to most this weekend besides the main event?
Pico. I'm all in on Pico.
What's the first round finish of the night? What matchup?
I think it's going to be the first one. I think Alibi's gonna finish Joe Morales.
Did you ever see Conor McGregor's dick pic?
Yes.
Be honest.
Yeah, of course. I searched it out, bro. I'm looking at some fucking meat.
Bigger or smaller?
Me? Oh, way smaller. It's, I mean, that thing's a fucking, it's a bad angle because it's like coming at the camera and it's like kind of crooked, but it looked,
bigger.
You're bigger.
Oh, my grandma's watching still.
Yeah,
Fuck.
bigger. Yeah, it's a big one here. BP, did anyone pick against Jessica Andrade? Yes. Timbo, we all did. We all picked Loopy. Man,
Timbo, I love you. I want to talk to you one day.
Are you okay?
Dude, I'm not. You didn't. I put so much on there.
I see. I got a little left in here.
Dude, look at that. Look at that. Look how much I put on.
You put a lot.
I can't feel my lips. I'm supposed to get a haircut.
You're getting a haircut tonight? Oh, you're fucked, dude. You're fucked. Ice cream's the only thing that's gonna work.
It's getting worse.
It's gonna get bad, dude. I'm okay. I'm okay, oddly. I upped my spice game apparently, or I didn't put enough on. But I feel like I put enough on.
Who do you think for future reference is Ankh beat Piera on the fight? Oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna try to talk. Oh my god. 3 of my best friends are coming with me to the fights. We're on the top section, front row, in the middle. $750 for top row.
Yeah.
We're not like front row, but top section.
Yeah.
All their first times. Very excited. Thank you again. Who do you think wins the main event? Early prediction, off the top of your head, no breakdown. No tape.
I love Pierre. I love Alex Pierre. He's like one of my favorite fighters. I do think Ankalaev has his number though. Pierre's shooting a movie. I mean, we're like really technically like a month and a half out. And oh shit. Right in my nose. And oh, that's not good right now.
Bro, I feel like I did so much more than you.
I'm like spice high. I'm laughing like a kid. That's what happens when you don't drink or do any drugs. Matt Balsley says, BP, anything specific on the Chicago menu? If you need any couple suggestions, I got you. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, so we're going to try beef. An Italian beef is a must. I think we're going to go to Al's. We've done some video searching. Al's looks really good. I know there's a couple other suggestions out there, like actual Mr. Beef where they shoot the bear, which is like my wife's like favorite TV show. But I think we're going to go to Al's, and then we're going to do... my wife loves deep dip pizza. I don't like deep dip pizza, so we're gonna go to this place called Nancy's. They have a stuffed pizza. Giordano's. We've been there before, but I'm gonna go to Nancy's. Gonna get a tavern style, and they got like a stuffed pizza. So I might do that. Vito and Nick's was something that people recommended, but I think it's a little far from where we're at. There's a Italian joint that was on Diners, Drive-Ins and Dives called Tortella. I think we're definitely gonna probably do that Friday night, a little date night. You know what I mean? And then my wife's gonna shop and everything. And Matt says is a great suggestion. All right, Zuck, you hanging in there, Bugs? I gotta wrap the show up, dude. You're gonna.
I know we can end it. The last thing I gotta say, I'm lactose intolerant, and this is whole milk.
you're in trouble.
My lips hurt.
Do you have roommates? Do you have roommates?
3 roommates. They're all golfing.
Oh shit! I was saying I need you to get people to have eyes on you because you're not handling this.
I'm okay.
Okay. All right. That's it, people. If I see you in Chicago, I see you in Chicago. You guys are the best. I'll see you.
Love
Thanks,
you,
chat. Thank you, Zach.